Hello guys, so I'd like to show you how you could create a 3D text using the blend mode in Illustrator. Of course, there are a few ways of doing 3D text in Illustrator, but this is a really fun way. So I've got one object here, and if I hold down Shift, I can select the second object. I go back to Objects at the top there, and down to Blend and Make. That creates the blend. I can, at the moment, I can just grab that one and change the color so you can see it fades in. I can't grab these ones unless I select it, go back to Objects, back to Blend and Expand. And then they become individual shapes that you can kind of adapt and move if you really want to. The blend mode works with different shapes as well, so it will blend from one shape to the next shape, like so. So it gives you some really cool effects. And it's always a great way to perhaps create a repeat pattern if you was to play around with stuff. You can do whatever. But anyway, what I was going to show you was how to do some 3D text. So I'm going to do it with the words David Bowie, big Bowie fan. Who isn't? Man's awesome. Hi guys, I'm going to do some 3D text and using David Bowie as a reference point. I'm a big fan of David Bowie, but kind of like who isn't, I guess. This is an image of him in his famous Ziggy Stardust days that somebody has already created for me, which I just grabbed off the internet. And I'm going to just use the eyedropper to sample that red, drag that red into the swatches, and you can see I've already put the blue in next to it from here. And I think I will grab one more color, that one there, drag that across. So I've got my three kind of Bowie style colors, which I'm going to use. Let's get some text in. So I've read David Bowie. I'm just going to put it on the second line. I'm going to increase that. So that's Command, Shift, and then the arrow key to move it forwards or back. It's up to you. And I can put that on the page like so. So what I'm going to do is just get some things set up here. So I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut, which is Option to copy something, and I'm holding down Shift to keep it parallel. So I've got that there. I'm going to blend that David Bowie into this one, and that will create the illusion of this sort of 3D vibe effect. But I'm going to chuck another one over here, which I'm going to need a bit later on. So holding down Shift, I'm going to select two of the Bowies, Objects, Blend and Make, like so, which looks pretty funky itself, but not the effect I'm going for. So I'm going to go back to Blend Options. I'm going to change my steps to 300. Let's try that. Yeah, almost perfect. I say almost because it looks a little bit jagged around the edges there. So I'm just going to go back to Blend Options, and increase that. I'm just going to go 500 just to make sure it looks nice and smooth. So that does look nice and smooth. I'm going to grab, let's go with the red for that one. So it puts it in there. And I'm also going to put a little red around the stroke. That's just so when in a minute when I bring in the type in front of it, it stands out more. So I'm going to increase the stroke width by selecting the stroke, coming over to the blend options and changing that stroke to say, let's go with 3. I think that's made it a little chunkier. I grab the Bowie and I'm going to select that kind of creamy color and put that in place there. And I need to bring that to the front. So Objects, Arrange, Bring to the front. There it is, looking pretty funky. Final thing I'm going to do on here is just draw a box, make it blue, Objects, Arrange, send to the back. And I guess one more thing, we need to make this neat and tidy. So I'm going to draw a final box and create a clipping mask. So I draw a box around all the elements I'd like to keep. I use the keyboard shortcut to select all. That's Command A on a Mac. Objects, clipping mask, make. And that cuts it out. 3D text. Thank you.